All right, man. First thing I want to do, man, is give a shout out to my that's Rody Mac. Make sure you get in here.
He just pulled up.
Yeah. First thing I want to do, man, give a shout out to my sponsors, man, back in Mississippi. That's Club 440, man, Freelance the Groove, and also Lit Brand Collection, man, clothier, urban wear, and all of that. Shout out to my man Sam.
Salute to all of them. You gotta
Sure.
love the sponsors, bro.
Ain't no doubt.
You gotta love 'em.
All the time, man. And one time for Pimpin' Ken, man.
Man, happy birthday,
Yeah.
Pip and Ken.
That
Salute.
that influenced me to get this way, man, and I appreciate it. Pimpin' Ken, shouts out to you, man. HHL.
HHF.
All right,
50
man.
State Coalition.
I got my man in the building, man. Rook, Big Rook. Rook, what's
up with
happening
it?
with you, bro?
What's up, bro?
Man, good to see you, man. Pleasure to meet you the other night, man.
Yeah, man.
I
Likewise.
think, you know what I'm saying? I think that was divine intervention, man.
I said the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
My printer broke. I couldn't do the pictures. I was like, okay, it must be meant for me to just walk around and,
Ain't no doubt.
and do
Ain't
some
no
networking.
doubt.
So
Ain't
that's
no
what
doubt.
happened. Because I'd have been focused on that, bro.
Ain't no doubt. It's all good. But anyway, man, tell the people, introduce yourself, man. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right. My name is Big Rook, but I go by Chief Louis Bag to God now. A little bit about myself. I spent some time in the military. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I was in the Army for 4. Grew up in St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis. Was a celebrity bodyguard for a long time. Did a lot of club security, all the club security in St. Louis. Just moved out here to Los Angeles, probably about, I think it was July 2023. Finish up my directing degree at the LA Film School. So that's where I'm at now, man.
Okay. All right. Like you came up in the Lou.
Yeah.
When did you leave there?
Man, I started leaving St. Louis when I was 18.
What do you mean by start? Was it by choice or force?
It was by, like we said, by divine intervention. I got my first job. The way I really got out into like being into entertainment, I had a friend of mine, this girl that I was dating in high school, and her sister's boyfriend was a event marketing manager.
Okay.
So he was an independent contractor. He got me. He seen that I was in the streets and running around. I wasn't a bad kid, but I was a hard head. You know what I'm saying? Hard leg growing up. And he was like, "Hey man, you got the gift for gab. You want to try this job out?" I was like, "What was it?" It ended up being event marketing, event promotion marketing job for Dragon Tales. You know the cartoon Dragon Tales?
Yeah.
Dragon Tales.
For sure.
Well, I did the event marketing for that before it even hit TV. We went to all 50 states and set up in Walmart's, Toys R Us. Cassie would come out, all the characters would come out, we'd bring them out, and we introduced it to the kids like that. And that's one of the reasons why that children's show became really successful. So I started leaving at
That's
18.
crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
did
crazy,
that. I did that
man.
at 18, bro. 18, 19 years old. It opened my eyes to the rest of the world, because a lot of the guys in St. Louis, like some of the guys, they ain't even never left St. Louis.
Yeah,
Furthest they been
yeah,
in
yeah.
Chicago or
It's
Atlanta.
probably what saved you too.
It opened
Yeah.
my mind up, and from then on, I just kept on wanting to leave. But it's a saying about St. Louis. St. Louis is crabs in the bucket, if I for lack of better words.
No. You're
So
speaking exactly right.
yeah, so
Yeah, it was the Great Migration, man. A lot of people came in the Lou.
yeah.
Came from Mississippi.
Yeah. My grandmother's from Mississippi. She was my grandmother was born and raised in Natchez, Mississippi.
What's
up, bro?
Rody Mac in the building. What's
Brody
up with
back in the building. All
you? Okay,
right.
so your grandparents
Yeah, my grandmother. Yeah, she's
from Mississippi.
She's from
What part,
Natchez, Mississippi.
Natchez, Mississippi. Okay.
Natchez, Mississippi. She owned
Punch Bowl.
Yeah, she owned a gang of mobile homes down there back when my mother was coming up. So yeah, she owned a lot of property down there.
So y'all been black entrepreneurs for a minute.
Yeah, it run in the blood. Yeah, runs in the
Okay.
blood.
Man, let me ask you something, man. In the Lou, what did you do as a youth, man? elementary age, man? What did you do then?
Elementary. Now this is probably gonna blow your mind. I played the violin for 8 years, bro. I was in the orchestra. So I played the violin, the viola, and the cello. So I did that from like 3rd grade all the way up to like
You're
the
a
7th grade.
classical guy, man.
Yeah, man. I listen to that's what you know. I tell people like the music I did the other day. That ain't really. I'll do that music because that's my release. You know what I'm saying? It's my release. But I gotta my sound is different, bro. We was in the studio last night. We was in the studio last night and we did this song called Score. Me and Claybo. Shout out to Claybo, 50 State Coalition Claybo.
No doubt.
And Nate _ 40 ounce Latino dude, real cool. He was at the show Friday.
Right.
So we did the show last night. I mean, not the show, but the song last night, and they was laughing at me because, like, you know, if you talk to some artists, a lot of artists will say it's the music that it got to move you. So I move on chords, like, you know, the chords stir the spirit up. So they had this song, and it was more like a chant, like a mantra, like.
Right.
And I put this one piece on it. He was like, man, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, I'm playing the violin. You know what I'm saying? And how can I explain it when I say playing the violin?
You produce?
I produce, I write, I engineer. I have
Gotcha.
I hold an engineering degree from Nelly School of Music in St. Louis. I went there and got my degree in engineering and entertainment business. Yeah. So I'm getting this bachelor's to pair it with that because I own a media company. So I do.
Right.
My main focus is film. So a lot of the music that I done, like all the music I did Monday, it's for a film I'm doing. It's a soundtrack. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Listen.
Basketball.
You touch on a lot of different stuff, and I'm sort of like very diverse myself. I came up, in Mississippi, of course. Blues.
Yeah.
Country western.
Yeah.
Gospel.
Yeah. Gospel.
And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. One of the most brilliant men I know. But he got a side, he got a streak to him that, he ain't to be messed with.
Yeah.
And he played the violin.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
I consider myself to be, okay, so let me say this. So when it comes to Minister Farrakhan, he says a lot of things that just hit on point whenever I run across any of his things, anything. And I don't consider myself a Muslim because I came up in Christianity, but so I left that out. Because what I was taught at a young age is that your upbringing is your foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
right.
There comes a point where you have to leave the revolution. Because when I say the revolution, because, my point of view is this. And I noticed this at like 16, 17 years old. And I went to my pastor. His name was Bishop Arthur L. Kelly, Greater Faith Missionary Baptist Church in St. Louis, right there on Fairground. And I asked him, I said, why every year around Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and these certain holidays, if I go to a different church, they preach about the same things. Christmas is Jesus' birth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And then Easter is his death and his resurrection. Then Thanksgiving, they preach about the same thing, what you need to be thankful for and things like that. And I was like, why don't you guys ever go past that? You know what I'm saying? It's constantly the same thing over and over and over. So it might not make no sense.
It made perfect sense to me.
You remember when everybody was on the revolution will be televised.
Right.
The revolution will be televised. Well, it is, because now you got the churches on TV, and they do the same thing, so they keep everybody in a cycle. So once I got to about 21, 22 years old, I started this spiritual journey, and I would hear, this is one thing I heard, and I think it's in the Bible somewhere, since I can't recollect where it's from, but it said, go and learn their ways, but don't worship their gods.
Yeah.
Don't worship their gods.
Yeah.
Man, that opened up a door. Pow. I flew through that door. And, reading you ever heard of the Bravada Gita?
Bhagavad Gita.
You say it like that.
Bhagavad Gita.
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
I say bravada getter, but
Yeah.
same thing. So I read this and it's called the
Yeah.
one. They have so many different versions of it, right?
Y'all, hey, show yourself approved now. See,
Yeah. So I'm reading this, and you know, the thing that stuck out to me was like so I'm reading the Bravada Getter explained. All right, so because they got different versions of it, you know that, right?
Absolutely.
Multiple different. So I'm reading the one that's called explained, and so when it opens up, it's talking about Arjuna and Krishna. They on the war line. They getting ready to go to war.
Right.
And what a lot of people don't know is he finna go to war with his family.
Right.
They don't know that's his family over there.
Right.
So, and a lot of people, and I've talked to people about this, and they think Krishna is a person. They don't understand that Krishna is the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So as he's questioning the Krishna, he says, you know, why do I have to go to war with my family right now? You know what I'm saying? And when he asked that question, I started thinking like, okay, think outside the box. So when I started thinking outside the box, I was like, okay, he's not going to war with his family. He's really going to war with himself. He's going to war with the generational curses, the spirits that's assigned to the bloodline. So that's because, see, when people say they're breaking generational curses, I think, okay, you're breaking a generational curse, so all you really doing is getting your demons in check. You know what I'm saying? Like Solomon. You know, they talk about Solomon. He was an exorcist, and he used to summon demons and interview them to find out which angels thwart them. That's why you got the Catholics. They pray to certain angels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know these angels are assigned to thwart certain difference, like Raphael, Michael. These two archangels are the angels that thwart. Okay, so Raphael, he's an angel that thwarts the demon that comes to separate marriages.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
His name is I can't say his name right now. It's a funny ass name. But man, I get to talking about that forever. But those are the things as a child. Those are the things that I was really into, stuff like that. I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person because I feel like that. You know, if you're gonna be religious, you're following a guideline. You're gonna live in a box.
That's what religion is.
Yeah, you're gonna live by rules and regulations. And my biggest question is that, okay, so if we living by the covenant of grace, how are we living? Why are you guys still living by the law?
By the law and the
The
Torah.
law of Moses. Yeah,
Right.
Which is the law of Moses. Okay, so like the 10 Commandments.
Right.
The 10 Commandments is the law of Moses.
Right.
But it's more than 10. It's 696.
Right.
So if you break one of those, so if you're living by the law, that means you're condemned by the law. So if you break one of those rules, you know, you go straight to hell. If you're living by that, because that's why Jesus came, because he came so that we can live by grace and not live by the law, so that you
Right.
can pray and repent. Because back then you had to do all this shit. You had to slaughter the goat, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do all of these different sacrifices,
Rituals.
yeah, things like that. So, you know, that's why I'm where I'm at with my music, with the movies, even in my life, bro.
So you on a journey.
Yeah, I'm on a journey, bro.
So let me ask you this. When you came from St. Louis, did you know exactly where you were going? When you left the loop, did you know exactly where you were going?
As far as where? As like where I'm at right now?
No. At that time, your movement, was it led by anything?
Yeah, I was moved by. Okay, so when I first started, I have to be honest, it was a lot of ego, a lot of pride, because the way I got my start in music was I had an incident when I was a bodyguard. Well, I had been doing music, but when the light got on me, that's when I started pushing it out even more. So I had an incident back in 2009. I had my security company, my bodyguard company then, and I did a job with Lil Webby in East St. Louis. It was on World Star, Black Man's Plaza Brawl. It was a big fight. I end up, me and 6 other guys.
And this was when?
This was 2009, the Lil Webby fight. It was all over World Star. I was on that motherfucker.
Oh, man.
They had me on that motherfucker, slamming motherfuckers everywhere. Like we end up.
I might have ran into you a couple of times, man.
Yeah.
You know Frank Ski?
Frank Ski, nah.
Um,
I probably know him by face if I seen him.
I was on the road with Boosie and Webby from '07 to when they was with Atlantic. '07 to maybe it was around 2009.
So you
No, I was off the road with them in 2009. I came off the road with them in '08.
Yeah, it was Easter.
Yeah.
In April, it was Easter morning when it happened.
Okay.
So when that happened, I was like, okay, my name went everywhere. Big Rook, Big Rook, Big Rook. So I flew out to California, and I got with my bro, Pico. Rest in peace, Pico. He's out of the Bay Area. BFA is his label now. Shout out to Ice Mees. But everybody was with Pyrex, Illburn Records.
For sure.
All right, so I started hanging out with them. So my motive, when I came to California, my vision was, all right, let's get on with this music and this acting thing. And it was going good. I got in a couple movies. I did a documentary with Peter Ramirez. It's called the Yadada Movie. It's on YouTube.
What's the name of it?
The Yadada Movie. It's a documentary about the hyphy movie.
Hey, y'all check that out.
Yeah,
Make sure y'all check that out.
YADDA movie. That's it. Written by Peter Ramirez and Brandon Rodegade. Brandon Rodegade is B12. He's remember that group? I take her to the hotel. I to the yeah, that's In Too Deep. Yeah. So when I met them, so that was my main focus. I knew where I was going. I knew what I wanted to do, but you know, God always have
different things
different
for you,
things
or something
mind.
that you may not have gravitated to.
Lessons that you need to learn on the way. So
absolutely.
Everything I've been through up to this point, you know, it's a testimony, and it's still getting bigger.
Getting into first of all, I got a question. When that incident happened with you and your security company,
Yeah, the Lil Wayne fight.
You left it alone?
Did I leave security alone?
Yeah.
Hell no. I kept on going. I got shot in the hand. So I was down for about I was down for about a year. Yeah.
Finger.
Yeah.
Or just your finger, or did it?
I got hit in these two fingers right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they paralyzed like that. I think what I did was I took a break for a minute, and then I hopped right back in.
Did it alarm you? Did it scare you? What happened after that incident?
Psychologically, mentally, is what you're saying. It made me angry, and it made me angry at the individuals who owned the club. It made me angry with the guy that shot me, because the dude that shot me was security. He was the nephew of the club. He wasn't my security team. He was the nephew of the owner. And see, what it is when in St. Louis, when I'm doing security, or when any of my brothers doing security, shout out to BTS, Beast Mode, Goon Squad, these are the three mains, and then Muscle for Hire was one too, but they not really out there no more. They don't really do it no more.
I mean, why? How did he get in the mix of it?
Because okay, so it was only 6 of us, all right? And the way we handle shit, we handle it at the lowest temperature. I went up on stage, they called me to the stage. He said, hey, they don't want to get off the stage. And what happened is some guys from Indiana paid Johnny, that's his name, Johnny, I think I don't know how much they paid him, but it was a lot of money for like 7 minutes. And they only gave him like 2 minutes, and they wanted to bring Webby up on the stage. They wanted to rush them off the stage. Now, me being an artist too at the same time, I feel what they're saying, so I'm like, Johnny, bro, like, you gotta let them get their time, bro. They paid their bread, so either give them their bread back. So now I'm hired by him though, so I'm working for him, so I gotta back him regardless. But this is what I'm telling him in his ear, and what I'm telling him in his ear, he said, nah, man, they gotta go. We got a time schedule. So I turn around and I tell bro, I'm like, look, bro, just we'll work it out, man. Dude, pow, he reached over and he hit me, pow. So when he hit me, all the security, my guys came up. We work in skeleton team, but we work teams like this all the time. We work 6, 7 people, 10 people with 2, 4, 500 people, and we gonna hold that crowd. We ain't got no problem with it. So I got mad at them because I'm like, bro, it's a fist fight. Why you pulling your gun out? He pulled his gun out.
So
the
owner's nephew
started pistol whipping people in the club. He pistol whipping. And when you look on and you go look up Blackman's Plaza Brawl, Lil Webby fight. When you will see it, they'll point it out. He got the gun in his hand and he just banging it, bang.
He hitting people with the
He's
pistol.
slapping people in the head. So this last dude, when I hit him, I already hit him. He come over the top and slap him with the pistol. When he slap him with the pistol, it go off and shoot me in the hand. Yeah. So I was pissed at him.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, man. You want to know what that? Man, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Look, sued them. Mayor Parks of East St. Louis got on the news and spent it and made it seem like it was all my fault. I was a tyrant. They had the police riding around with my face on their dashboards looking for me for about. Yeah, they used to have. Yeah,
What possibly could they have said to spend it?
Man, it's on the internet. Go check it out.
So maybe I could guess what the narrative might have been.
We can't have. He's a tyrant, bully, beating people up around town. We can't have him just because he's doing club security, doing security. But you know, everybody in the city will tell you like Rook don't put his hands on nobody unless they putting their hands on him, or it's already there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everybody's pissed about it, but you know, it is what it is.
So now, since then, you leave there, you come to California.
I come back to California.
All right. What was the first thing you did when you got here?
I was in the Bay Area, linked up with AWACS, Sko Montana, B12, Prescott, Ice Mees, and Infamous Kaboo.
So you've been around this pretty much all your.
I've been around music all my
adulthood.
life, bro. All my life.
How did you? Well, I don't want to speedball. I do want to get something in between.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really in a rush. How did you get into media, man? As deep as you are.
My mother was a mass communications major when I was growing up. And she'd take me to class with her all the time. So I got into it then. And then, like, you know, coming up, Living Color.
Yeah.
Man, I love Living Color, like doing the skits and the acting and stuff like that. So I just had a knack for it.
You just a little kid. You sit back and observe.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I used to always want to write movies and do media, do news, do any type of thing that get me in front of the camera. I was there.
So you multi-talented.
Yeah.
Produce, you media,
Yep.
photos, videography,
Yeah.
rap.
Yeah.
Can you sing?
I can't sing, bro.
I kind of figured that. So
I used to say I can't sing because I ain't like to sing because I feel like singing is, I don't know, singing just different. You know, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, singing, you got to get into your feelings.
You got to get into you. I don't like to
yeah.
get into my. I'm in Libra. I'll be trying to stay away from my feelings.
I think that's a man thing, man. You know
I
what I'm
mean-
saying? I think, and another thing, I think you kind of cut old school too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My influences is Pimp C, Bun B, 8 Ball, MJG, Tila,
Yeah.
Outkast, Nas.
You southern all the way down.
Yeah, so I'm into the southern rappers, but you know I got some cats on the East Coast that I fuck with, like Method Man. I fuck with Method Man, the Red Man. Yeah, Method Man, Busta Rhymes.
Well, you know
I
them
was a
cats
big
southern.
Busta fan.
You know them cats southern too now.
They are?
Yeah.
I thought they was from New York.
They from New York, but they southern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
why
know
they
that.
connect so much with southern people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
southern artists. But now, the other night I peeped something else in your music.
What up?
You spoke to, we was talking religion just a little while ago. We was talking different sects of religion.
Uh-huh.
I heard you say something to the Christians. I heard you say something to the Muslims.
Uh-huh. Because we worship the same God. We worship the creator of all. You know what I'm saying? If you go and read, I read the Quran and the Bible on a daily basis. All right. And I've always done that, but I had an incident back in 2022 down in Springfield, Missouri, where like 2022 to 2023, this is when I was like, I'm done with security. I'm not doing it no more. I'm finna focus on this. Yeah. But see, what you gotta understand is coming out of that world it's a whole 180. You know what I'm saying? It's a flip because see, in security world, we gotta, especially if you in the same city that you're doing security in. I did security from 2008 all the way up to like 2021, 22 is when I started coming out of it. And when you riding through the city, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? I keep my head on my swivel. I got a big sawed-off 12 gauge sitting on my lap because they not playing. I'm not playing. I'm a pistol grip pump on my lap at all times.
Right.
Real life.
So you staying ready.
So I'm staying ready, and it's not to start no shit. It's just to I got to be the exclamation
to be on
mark.
point.
Yeah, because they just gonna pull up and start shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So coming out of that life, so I moved from St. Louis to Springfield because I got to get out of here because I'm tired of looking over my head. But even down in Springfield, it doesn't matter where you're going because your psyche goes with you, your mental goes with you. So my uncle was saying, bro, I think you might have PTSD. And they had been telling me that since I got out of the Army because I was a combat MP in the Army.
There that go.
Yeah, I was a combat MP in the Army, and then the type of things I did in the combat, I was on a 6-man kill team. So I was 6-man kill team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we go in buildings like this hotel, just 6 of us, in hostile zones, and we got to clear that zone. Now 9 times out of 10, we killing something or something gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? So with that mental right there, and then coming out of it and just going a straight peaceful life. Mm-hmm. It's hard, bro. It seemed like
how many years did you do in the military?
I did 10 total.
All at once?
Back to back. I went from Air Force. Then when I was in Air Force, I jumped from the Air Force to the Army because I'm about my money. They had an $80,000 bonus if you go from blue to green. You know what I'm saying? Air Force is top tier. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming down. So they want to pull people out the Army, out the Air Force. They had to give us some bread. I scored a 97 on the ASVAB. I'm an aircraft mechanic. I build airplanes. All I do is sit on the flight line. If it break, I fix it. If it don't fix, I'm just chilling all day. You know what I'm saying? So they offered us 80,000. So I was like, give me the 80. And I jumped, and I went as an MP. So when I had that incident in Springfield, when I called the police, I let them know who I am. I gave them my name. I gave them, branch of service, what I did in the branch of service, and let them know, hey, I'm just trying to get to the VA because I'm having an anxiety attack. It was just so much shit going on, bro. So much shit going on. And when the police got there, man, the police walked in, that white boy walked in that mug talking about some Jerome. Jerome, Jerome, that's a derogatory name. That's their way of calling you nigga.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
In the military?
No. In real life.
Wait a minute.
Civilian
I never heard that before.
Jerome? You never heard that? Yeah.
No.
In Springfield, they call you Jerome. They call you Tyrone, Lamont.
I heard of the Tyrone.
Yeah, the Tyrone or the Lamonts. That's their way of saying nigga.
Nigga name.
Yeah, that's how they call you nigga, but on the slide. So he walks in. Jerome. I'm on the phone with the dispatcher. And I'm like, did y'all dispatch an officer here? The dispatcher saying she ain't dispatching no officer. So I'm like, who are you? You don't look like the police. He got mad. Long story short, they ended up beating my ass in the gas station, took advantage. When I say I was out of it, I was out of it. They ended up beating my ass in the gas station. So he denied me the ambulance. He denied me the ride to help me to get me to the VA. I'm letting them know I'm a vet. You know what I'm saying? So after that, he's
no
like,
respect on that?
None at all. So long story short, after they beat my ass there, then they gave me the ambulance. So they got me the ambulance, took me to the hospital that they wanted to take me to, had me handcuffed to that motherfucker while I was there. And I'm like, yo, why y'all doing all this? And I just asked y'all for help. Get to the hospital. I denied I was like, I don't want y'all services. I got the VA. You know what I'm saying? The process of them beating me up, they broke my elbow, snapped my shit in half, bro. Yeah, I got the x-rays and everything. Look, it gets better. Take me from the hospital. Take me to the Springfield police station, the old jail, because they got a new jail down there. They just got granted like $60 million for a new prison down there, right? So they get me to the old jail. Once they get me to the old jail, like 20 cops surround me, because when you walk in, anytime you go on a precinct, it's a camera that'll film you going in and out, so they can have count of you, right? So they crowded around me and blocked me from the camera. But my mother was a police officer for 20-some years up in St. Louis. She was a domestic violence detective.
Right.
Then I'm an MP. So I know,
Right.
I know shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking dead at the camera. So I just looked at it. They got me cuffed. So I just looked at it, moved my head around. I was like, okay, they finna do some dumb shit right now. I don't know what's finna go on, but they finna do some dumb shit. I'm still handcuffed. So once they buzz us in, they grab me. It's like about 10 or 15 of them. They grab me. Boom. Before we could get to the desk, it's a little door. They push me in this little door. Beat my ass in that motherfucker. They took a needle, shaved my leg, hit me with a needle while I was in that. I don't know what the fuck they hit me with. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out of it now. Now they take me back to the hospital, right? So basically what I'm thinking is, because Springfield, Missouri is the meth capital, okay? That's where the Ozarks is. So they hit me with a needle. They drug me in this motherfucker. All right. So then they take me back to the hospital. They take me in the hospital. While they're driving me to the hospital. No. They take me to the hospital. I get to the hospital, and I'm standing inside the room. There's a camera up in the corner, and the nurse walked in. She said, "So I need you to sign this." I was like, "I'm not signing nothing." She says, "Well, I'll sign it for you." So she forged my name. The nurse forged my name, whoever it is. And then it was a black girl that did this. And I looked at her, I was like, "What you doing?" I just refused. You can't sign my name. So I'm still handcuffed. She goes out, and I heard the officer outside, one of the sergeants say, "Yeah, we're just gonna shoot him in the head and throw him in the garbage in the alley around the corner." All right. So when he says this, the one officer.
Wait a minute, you hear?
I hear it. It's on tape. It's on tape in the hospital. It's on tape on the chest cam, because the cop that was sitting in front of me. I say, "Man, is your uniform cam on?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Did you get all of that?" He said, "Yeah." So then the other officer come in. I'm gonna say his name. Officer Couch came in, right? Big cocky white dude. He comes in, and I say, "Hey, so y'all gonna shoot me in the head and throw me in the garbage?" You know what this motherfucker said to me?
What?
He say, "Oh, no, man, we was just outside joking about something." Yeah. So I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So now they take me out this room and take me into the padded room. Because, you know, where people be crazy and stuff, they take me into the padded room.
Rubber room.
Yeah. I'm high as fuck because they done drug me.
Now you feeling it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it now. So now the cops, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it like a motherfucker. I see the cop, Officer Couch, walk up to the doctor. The doctor comes to the door. Officer Couch is standing there. He's putting on a great show. He's like, "Hey, man, this motherfucker is crazy." This is what they do. So they come in with another needle. The doctor come in with another needle. And I say, "Yo, don't hit me with that needle, bro. I don't know what y'all got in that shit. I refuse y'all everything. There's cameras in that motherfucker too." All right. So now it's like, so one of the what they call the little guys that push around the carts and stuff.
The orderly.
Yeah, the orderlies. So the orderlies come in, right? And he like, I'm sitting there, and I'm fighting this shit, right? So part of me want to jump up and just get to slamming motherfuckers because I know I can, all right? But I hear the Holy Spirit say, "Nah, don't do like Samson, because you're going to win, but you're going to make the situation worse," all right? So I sat there. So when the orderlies grabbed me, they grabbed me. So 2 grabbed my arms. No, 3 was on this arm. 3 was on this arm. 4 was on each one of my legs, holding me down. Pow.
That mic back up.
They hold me down.
Mm-hmm.
So they hit me in my arm. So next thing you know, boom, I'm out. I don't know how long I'm in this motherfucker. My girlfriend at the time was sitting out. She said, I tried to follow the ambulance, but the police blocked her off and blocked her into the parking lot, so she couldn't follow.
On the way
Yeah,
there.
on purpose. Yeah, they blocked her so she couldn't follow. So they was up to something. She's like, "I knew they was up to something." She said, so when I got to the hospital, they was like, "Yeah, I think she said the first time they said I wasn't there. Then she said she seen another girl."
Yeah, they play that game.
Yeah, then
that's a real common game.
Yeah, so she seen another girl. She said, "Yeah, he back there." So she's like, she sat out there for like 6 hours, and then she left. Then next thing you know, I woke up, and then they let me go. Look, I was never arrested for nothing. 2 weeks later, I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. The next day, I shoot up to St. Louis and go to the VA and get x-rays on my arm. My arm broke, my face black. I'm they done beat me raccoon. I'm face swollen, a motherfucker. So I made the complaint with the VA and let them know what happened. So I guess it got word back to them that I made the complaint and I was about to take action on it. So they went to a judge down there and lied to the judge and told the judge that I balled my fists up and punched the female officer in the face.
Man.
So they put out a warrant for me, and they put out a nationwide warrant because I went to Vegas. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm sick of St. Louis. I'm sick of Missouri. I get to Vegas. I get pulled over. Find out I got a warrant. They extradite me. They make me sit in Vegas jail for. Okay, so in Vegas, if you getting extradited from Vegas, whatever state, city, or county, they got 30 days to come get you. All right. If they don't come get you in 30 days, they release you. Yeah. So on the 29th day. I'm counting these days down, like one more day, these motherfuckers show up. All right?
Last day.
On the last day they show up. And when they show up, the guard didn't tell me that I'm getting transferred. He just come by, kick your bump, boom, 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 pack your shit. I'm like, yes, I'm turned up. I'm finna go. I'm out of here. They like, fuck. Man, I get downstairs, I'm getting dressed, man, here they come. I slept in about 5. It took us 7, 8 days to get back to Missouri in the paddy wagon, in the cage, bro. Chained up, feet, everything, like just all the way there.
You got to do that all the way there.
All the way there. So I get there, I see the judge. Guess what my bond is? My bond is $1,000 because they know they ain't got shit on me, but they lied to St. Louis. Now, mind you, I'm on probation. I'm finna come off my probation. I ain't had no problems, no issues with my probation. My probation it came from me kicking a door in. I had a kick door, and so I walked that down. They lied to the judge up there, so this is how they did it. They lied to the judge, and the judge said, okay, $100,000 cash bond. So even if I made the bond down there, I still can't get out. They still gonna hold me down there because I'm in a fair holdover down there.
Right.
I'm in a federal holdover. I sit in that bitch for 11 months, bro. 11 months until we can untangle their bullshit. 11 months. And what happened is, I finally got the judge in St. Louis finally got the truth, and he dropped the bond. So I made the bond, and when I made the bond in Springfield, they was pissed. I went straight to St. Louis to go see the judge up there and let the judge know what's going on. The judge found out what's going on. In the middle court, judge say, look, I'm going to help you out because I understand what's going on. He said they try to use your probation against you. They're trying to cover their ass for what they did. They fucked up. You know, so they beat you up. They didn't arrest you. They didn't help you. You called for help. It wasn't a problem. So he cut me loose from probation. He said, look, you scot-free. He said, now, because what the system try to do is, what Springfield will do down there is, you come to Springfield or you from Springfield and you on probation, they try to make everybody look like a career criminal. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers down there snatch that, and because they don't want to sit in county, and county is the fair holdover.
Well, let me ask you this: by the judge, okay, the judge said he know what's going on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the judge was a part of the plan?
I don't think the judge in St. Louis was. The judge down in Springfield got lied to, and the judge that they lied to, when I first went into court, you could see the expression on his face because the cop was so racist. He didn't give a fuck. He got up on stage. I mean, on the stand, and when the prosecutor asked him, "Is the suspect?" Do you see the suspect? Do you see the person identified in the report? He said, yeah, the black guy over there in the gray pajamas. The judge, yeah.
Talking about you?
Talking about me.
So he pointed directly at you?
Yeah, he pointed directly at me. You can't say nothing like that because see what the cops do in Springfield. They always threaten everybody to put them in the gray pajamas because that's what they put you in when you were locked up down there. It's gray with stripes on it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Three Stooges used to wear.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what you wearing out. Remember the Three Stooges?
They still on
yeah,
that?
they put you in stripes
and what
down
year
there.
was this?
This was 2022.
What?
Yeah, 2022. They put you in stripes down there.
Come on, man. They ain't still doing that.
Yeah. So the judge looked at him and was like, huh? And the judge was like, fuck, he ended up resigning.
Man, that's chain gang shit.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. So I said all of that to say this to the reason why I got to the point where I read the Quran and the Bible every day. The Quran and the Bible corresponds with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, in a major way. If you read through, the Quran is just giving you a different perspective.
Yeah.
All right, it's giving you the perspective of from the angels. All right, because when they say they're referring to themselves as you know, saying they're called the archons of creation. All right. So when the archons of creation are referring to things and they saying things, well, like they say Jesus, they say, well, you know, Jesus was also a prophet. We just we lifted him up to higher heights than the others.
Or Isa.
Yeah, Isa. They call him Isa, and which is correct because in the Book of Revelations, it talks about Jesus being the highest. You understand what I'm saying? So. With that being said, my whole journey now is to unravel the bullshit, because
musically,
in every way,
in every aspect,
because
every way you move,
in everything I do. So I was always talking. You always acknowledge the Most High in all that you do. I don't give a fuck if like I grew up with gangsters, and all the gangsters I know, they always was deep in God, regardless of whatever. But it was the lifestyle that they lived. How did I understand that? How did I not judge them like everybody else judged people? Because the most genuine individuals I'd have met been the D-boys, they've been the hitmen, you know what I'm saying? They the enforcers, you know what I'm saying? Those been the most genuine motherfuckers, but you don't want to cross them either, because they do exactly as the Bible said. A king rules with an iron fist. You cross him, you finna get knocked down. King David.
Say that again.
King David.
Say that one more time. King rules with what?
The king rules with an iron fist. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no. So that's how I was taught up. So a motherfucker that didn't know me in St. Louis, like the mayor, all of them, they didn't know me. They didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, my way of doing things. Like, I'm going to approach you. Hey, sir, you can't da-da-da-da-da. You get like, hey, we ain't got to do all that. But as soon as you look like you finna swing, because you motherfuckers want to test you, that jump like this, you pump fake, I'm finna baptize you in the concrete. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's okay, I correlate it to King David. King David was a killer, flat out. He wasn't a murderer.
Wait. So
he was a killer. He was God's right hand.
Briefly explain that to the religious fanatics.
All right, so look, and you know what? I've had this conversation with a bunch of preachers, and I would say, and if you think about it now, not too many preachers teach on King David anymore. They might say some of his psalms and things like that. Okay, so King David was a killer, all right? He wasn't a murderer. Let's put it like this. All the prophets of Allah were killers. Abraham was a killer. David was a killer. Who else was it? Peter. Peter was a killer. Peter was a whole gangster.
Why you say Peter?
Peter was a gangster.
Peter would throw it off, man. That's all that was. Peter would just throw it off.
So let me explain to you why I say he was a killer, and then you can understand that the heresy that's been mixed into everything when it comes to religion, like the 10 Commandments. The first one of the commandments is thou shalt not kill, right? It's really thou shalt not murder. All right.
It says that in
the older ones. All right. Because what they want to tell you not to kill so that you don't defend yourself. All right, against hostile shit. That's why we have, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that. They don't want that instinct, that dormant instinct in the blacks and the Mexicans to be awakened.
Man, we were just talking about that today, man.
Okay, they don't.
So let me ask you something. I got to ask you this. So, I go back and forth with a lot of people on different scriptures, different ayats, different things that's been said. With the education and the church or the religious system, do you think that a lot of that has been intertwined so that scriptures can be taken out of context?
Yes. Etymology.
Gotcha.
All right, it's sorcery, but and they're using the benefit of the etymology of the word.
So do you blame because I have people that say, you know, I don't believe nothing that come out the Bible because it's been written by man, it's been twisted, it's been did this, it's been did that. But my personal belief is if you educate yourself, then you know how to read the Bible.
Okay.
You know a way to read the Bible.
Okay.
With you know, the parables that's in the Bible, you don't read the Bible like a magazine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
your little devil.
It's
like
not in chronological. It's not in chronological order.
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, what's the first thing you asked?
Well,
Do you think?
I'm like with the education that the way we've been taught. Point blank, I think that when you read the Bible, if you go by everyday terms or if you go by what you've been taught, especially with the educational system, then it's gonna be misunderstood.
Yes, it's gonna be missing.
It's gonna be brought to you in the wrong manner.
Yeah.
Like when you was saying, "Thou shalt not kill."
Yeah.
It really should say
Thou shalt not murder. Yeah.
Because killing but a lot of us think that murder
It's killing.
and
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So here's how it got brought to me. When I was in the Army, they taught me how to kill.
The streets teach you how to
murder.
All
right. So the military taught me how to kill, and we have something called the Geneva Conventions. All right. So the Geneva Conventions is the laws of war. So when I went in, it was Operation Kind Heart. All right. So I got trained up under Operation Kind Heart, which is don't shoot unless shot at. So we could see anybody walking down the street, they could have their guns and everything pointed at us.
But if
you
they did
better not shoot
unless
they shoot you first. All right, so we had a lot of people going to jail because they
murdered.
According to the Geneva Conventions, they shot first, so that's murder. All right.
Right.
All right. So but that's a loophole. So now, with the understanding of God's words, I send everybody to this, and I know the scripture, but the Holy Spirit always says, "Seek and ye shall find." You got. I can guide you to the water all day long, but I can't make you drink. So here's the guide to the water. So in the Bible, in the book of, I think it's John, it's Jesus was talking to the Pharisees, and the Pharisees was saying to them, he said to the Pharisees, he said, I and my Father know that you come to learn the word so that you can perverse it. All right? So you can perverse it. Right. But those that's in my hand, I will not lose because my sheep know my voice. Now with that being said, whenever you can, the Bible is very powerful. The words in it is very, and that's why they switched it up like that, okay? But if you are communing in the Holy Spirit, which is dwelling in the Holy Spirit, which is always, you got to train yourself to do it. And it's a lot of, and people make a joke out of it when people come out of jail. Oh, they found God. Well, that was the path that God led them to so that they can get there. Because if they didn't have that time to sit there and be there that time because of who they are and because of their flesh mind, their carnal mind, they're lusting at they're always chasing after the lust of the flesh.
So why do you think that it takes that for a lot of people?
It takes that for a lot of people. Sometimes is fear. The majority of the time is fear.
I think personally that a lot of people have to be closed off from the world in order to operate sometimes. If you caught up in the ways of the world, you moving out here with society every day, man, you move with a clouded mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're moved by suggestive thoughts.
And suggestive propaganda.
Yeah.
Or suggestive advertisement.
Yeah.
It ain't always got to be by voice. It could be by sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of people that do things that they see.
Yeah.
it's not that they've been taught to do that. They just see the way the world moves.
Yeah.
They move in that order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, one thing is I saw the business the other night.
Uh-huh.
The second thing was I saw how when you adjusted, after you didn't see the business, you saw a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
The next thing I saw was patience.
Yeah.
You sat,
Yeah.
you observed.
Yeah.
The next thing I saw was when you hit the stage,
Yeah.
you spoke to the people.
Yeah.
Then when I was doing the video, let me see who was on stage. I believe it was Cuckoo Cal or either Black Child.
Black Child.
It was one of those that I think it was Black Child.
Uh-huh.
I saw a little unrest. I don't know what it was.
Because I've been doing security so long, I just get to watching everything. I have to start watching everybody.
Okay.
So it just seemed like some shit was. You talking about when I went to the door?
I
know what you're talking about.
You just moved back.
I know
and
exactly
forth.
what you're talking about. I was going back and forth. Yeah, it was people moving. It looked like it was an argument or disagreement or something, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I just walked past and make sure it was, because I'm doing security too. We had security there, but any event I'm security too, bro. I'm side.
So afterwards, and for the people that's looking, I will upload all of the footage one day. So just y'all stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna do it too soon, but y'all stay tuned for that. When you performed all three of your songs, you had them well organized. You didn't do the full song.
Yeah.
You got the message across and you left. And then when you got through, you came down.
Man, you know what?
Say it.
My life is like a movie to me, so it's like the music part is my recess. You know what I'm saying? That's my time to go be everybody that I am. You know what I'm saying? When I say everybody that I am, everybody has different personalities and different ways that they handle things. You have different egos. Like a lot, when I explain people what egos are, they some people get it, some people don't. So an ego is an ego motion, like it's an emotion. You know, your ego is an emotion. Mad me, oh, that's Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm finna touch it up. So, how do I do that? It's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of like automatic. And I've been doing it so long.
I think what you do is the energy that you get from people around you.
Yeah.
I think you grab that energy.
I definitely do that.
You use it, and if it's a toxic energy that you get, I think you release it with your
music.
talent.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do. And I owe that to my dad, my pop. My. So you know, you ever seen a yin yang?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at the yin yang, what do you see? Do you see the white following the black or the black following the white?
It depends on how you shape it. Now, a lot of people will take the yin yang and move it in the opposite direction. And I think that's done on purpose with some people. But I also think some people don't know.
Yeah. So what my dad taught me was you have to you harness the energy, which is your a lot of people call it chi, but it's ki. All right, it's pronounced ki. You harness, you absorb it. When you absorb it, then you harness it. You got to take a second, and then you got to think about your next move. How are you going to release it? Are you going to explode? Are you going to let it all go at one time? Are you going to use it sparingly? Because the way he taught me was Wing Chun. I learned Wing Chun. Wing Chun is martial arts. It's the martial arts that Bruce Lee did. And a lot of people think that martial art was about striking, but it wasn't. It was about patience. It was about patience, endurance, and handling things at the lowest possibility.
It's a discipline.
It's a big discipline.
Yeah.
You know, so once I started putting that back into everything and applying that to everything, then I'm becoming more balanced, because I used to come off the stage, you know, still turned up and stuff like that. But when people don't know you and things like that, that's how, you know, things get miscommunicated and things like that.
And
You know what I'm
things
saying?
kick off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tempers fly, you
I
know,
think,
egos
man,
get to.
it's a lot. It's a lot that you speak of that normal people don't understand. I can understand it. Me being a DJ, I tell my wife a lot of times that the loudest time of the night to me is when everything is quiet.
Yes.
When I leave the club, after I done packed up, after I done put my speakers up, after I done drove home, when I get home and I sit down, it's another at least 30 minutes before it actually gets quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everything is it's a point of unrest.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean because that's the same things that happen to me. Because what I do is, once I'm done with the event, like that night, when I was done with the event and we was done with everything, I got to the house and I couldn't sit. I can't sit because I have to recap my whole day.
I don't even think. Well, I saw a little rest after you left the stage, but you released on stage.
Yeah,
I do know that much.
Yeah, I turned up on stage.
Y'all be able to see it one day. I ain't gonna say when, but y'all be able to see it. Do me a favor, man, and give people out there, man, a way to reach you.
So I got 3 Instagrams, all right? My main Instagram is my Big Rook. That's BIGG_ROOK_. Then my production page is Diamond Pressure Pros. So it's Diamond_Pressure_ Pros. And then I got the Chief Louis Bag the God page.
How long you been into the school?
I've been there since September of last year.
What made you get into school?
Man, I like learning new shit. And whatever it is that I'm doing, I want to know all of it.
And what you plan to do?
Well, I got the production company right now. I'm doing some things with Travis Ford right now. Travis Ford is an artist out of South Central, California. He has a couple reality shows that he does. Baddies.
First of all, tell him what school.
Los Angeles Film School.
Los Angeles Film School.
6363 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California.
And Baddies.
Baddies, that's a reality show that Travis does. So I'm doing some things with Travis.
Somebody was on Baddies.
So I'm getting into the things with him with shooting his reality shows. He got another one called House of BBL. And then
who's on that Baddies with Travis?
I can't think of their names. It's a whole lot of them.
That I was just talking about a couple of weeks ago. I can't think of her name. Somebody linked me up with a female from Baddies. I forgot. I don't. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm getting into the reality shows. That's where the money at.
How far you planning on taking it?
I'm just gonna keep going, man. I'm just gonna keep going.
Music videos? You do music videos?
I do.
You shoot music videos?
I shoot music videos. I shoot music videos. I shoot content. I do anything that has to do with that camera.
Okay.
Whatever you got, porn, whatever. I don't care. I'm shooting.
All right. So no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
Well,
so if people want to hire you, how would they go about that?
You can hit me on hit my Diamond Pressure Pros. Hit me on the inbox. You can hit me on the Gmail too. Gmail at.
I was about to say, man, spell that again. Say that again one more time for
my
the
Gmail.
Man.
All right, so look,
no,
this
your Diamond.
My Diamond. Okay, yeah. Diamond Pressure Pros. DIAMOND_pressure. PRESSURE_pros. PROS. Hit me on that page and hit me in the DM. We work with all artist budgets, everything. We got something to fit every budget, all the way down to $50. We got you.
When you ready to come to the South, man? When you ready to come to the SIP?
Hey, look, you let me know when I'm there.
All right, so me and this brother here gonna try, man. Man, I done met so many people here in the last 2-3 months, and since I've been here in LA, I think in the last couple of days, man, I done met three people outside of the after party the other night. Man, shout out to Pimpin' Ken once again, man. It was a great connect. I came out to do the BT Awards after party. I met several artists. I met this character right here. And when I went in there, man, I think we was the first two.
Yeah, because I was setting up when you walked in.
Yeah. First two, maybe three, beside the young ladies that was there. I got to interview them too. But I just read the room.
Mm-hmm.
And out of everybody, I wanted to, you and Rody Mack were the first two that I said I got to get an interview for them before I leave. Rody
Mack.
He's sitting right
He a real one.
Yeah, he up next.
He a real one.
But we got to do some business, man. We're gonna have to.
Man, I'm with it, bro. I'm all the way with it. I come to Mississippi.
I'm gonna get you out there. We ain't gonna say when it's gonna be, but I'm gonna get my man Rook down there to the SIP, and we're gonna bring Diamond Pressure. We're gonna bring, and how did you?
How did I name that?
Yeah. Instead of Pressure, Diamond. Diamond Pressure. I get it. I kind of get it.
What'd you get?
You say it.
Okay, so
Diamond Pressure. That's a hell of a damn name.
Okay, so that incident I was telling you about with Springfield. So while I was sitting there for them 11 months, I just got to writing. I wrote 888 books, and it's the books that I wrote.
Diamond Pressure.
Yeah, so the books that I wrote is explaining how you develop your relationship with the Most High. All right, so because I was just you in a concrete wall all day, you ain't got nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm drawing my logos and stuff, I put my finger up like this, and you know that it's the what I said about what Jesus told the Pharisees. He said, "Those that's in my hand, I will not lose."
Right.
So when you try to leave, that's when he squeezing you. So when he's squeezing, he's squeezing. So it's the pressure that makes the diamond. So as I was sitting, I said, "Oh, so I'm under diamond pressure right now."
And that's where you came up with the name.
Yeah.
All right.
Diamond Pressure Pro.
Okay, so it ain't too much more to say, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for following through, bro.
I appreciate you.
What's your next project, man? What can the folks look for on YouTube or?
Okay, so right now
you send me some Spotify links.
Yeah.
Okay, the Spotify links will be under the video on my YouTube page. But other than that, man, tell the people where they can reach you or what couple of your first, well, I ain't gonna say your first two, but your most important two songs or projects that you got online now.
Okay, so
it's on Spotify.
The song that I'm pushing right now, and I wanted to perform it the other night, but Claybo was like, "Man, this ain't the crowd for that song." It's called Big Homie Corner. All right.
Big Homie what?
Big Homie Corner.
Corner?
Yeah, cause I used to do a little show back in St. Louis called Big Homie Corner. That's why I hit the north side, west side, east side, and just holler at all the OGs, and we just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Man,
so the song is by me, 50 State Coalition, Claybo, and YP Draysky out of San Diego.
And that boy, Claybo, a damn fool.
Claybo hard.
Man, that's a fool.
Claybo hard. And he a whole drill sergeant in the studio too. I thought I was a drill sergeant in the studio.
Man, that's a fool.
That
bruh.
boy crazy. Yeah.
That man cut up on the stage the other night, man.
Yeah.
Man, shout out Claybo. You know what?
Yeah.
But anyway, me and Claybo, I got his number. We linked up. Was the first one when I came through the door. Claybo said, "You got to pay." I said, "Man, I'm here to I'm here with Pimpin' Ken. He's don't give a fuck. You still
I
gotta
don't
pay."
give a fuck. I got Claybo.
He sat there for a minute. He looked at me. He came back. He said, "You know what? Give him some content.
Yeah.
Give him some content. You good."
Yeah, Claybo. I met Claybo in Vegas. I actually met Claybo on his podcast that he used to do called Wake and Bake. I met him through a mutual friend of ours from St. Louis, and when me and Claybo first talked, I said, "Bro, I'm coming to Vegas." It was right before. Man,
I'm looking for you, Claybo. I got to get you on behind this mic, behind this camera.
Claybo finna hit the States. We finna hit the. So this is what we got coming. Right?
I know I got to get him to the SIP.
We gonna come down there. We finna go on a sticker what he say is a sticker promotion. Well, we just finna hit the U.S. and just put stickers everywhere and sell the music and the movies everywhere. But the main thing we got popping right now on Spotify is
I got steal. I'm letting y'all know.
Big Homie Corner.
I got to steal it.
Big Homie Corner. That's on Spotify. It's a song about you just getting to a certain point of life where you get your mind right. You just gotta take some time for yourself and get your mind right and do the work on yourself.
When do you think that should be for the average man?
That should be before you hit before you are the moving object that hits the immovable object.
So
everybody know. Let me put it like this: from the time you turn 12 years old, you know when you finna hit something, you finna hit it hard. But the majority of us be like, fuck it, we finna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? They push the line.
When do you think it's too late?
It's never too late.
Gotcha.
It's never too late.
Okay. All right, 2 Black 2 Strong, Mega Blast, Asiatic Black, 2 Black 2 Strong, Media Company, Lit Brand, Club 440. Shout out to Diamond Pressure, man.
Diamond Pressure Pro, Styrofoam Cup Game, what's up?
We gon' most definitely be back. By the way of the Most High, we got to come back. You know, I try to say that on almost every interview I do, cause I want people to know, man, that this ain't the last one.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I got another saying, man. I don't never say bye. I say later. So peace and love later, man. We gonna catch up with y'all, man. Any last words?
Yeah, man. The main thing is patience. And anybody out there that's doing music, I don't care what it is, what your craft is, or what your gift is from the Most High. Understand this, that during the times that you are being criticized the most, and you're feeling the most pressure from those who you think you shouldn't get that pressure from, understand on the other side of that, it's called crossing over. You know what I'm saying? You're in the spiritual crucible.
All right.
Just walk through.
We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
That was dope. Man, I gotta get that.